This video is offered to you by T2Do Language Center by teacher Victor. InGenOriginal presents Tun-Si, Children of Nublar, Extended Edition. Author MD Martino, year 2025. The Factory of Monsters. I never wanted to set foot inside that one, shown to rightly, alone in the middle of the forest. But the food was running out, and InGen man knew exactly who to offer a day's wage to. Those who still had children's mouths to feed. Meat was rare. The nets came back empty from the sea. My mother no longer sang at night. When they called me, there was no choice. They handed me a lab coat and told me not to touch anything. Bart explained in a mechanical voice. For safety reasons, you, Tun-Si, must not look directly at the chambers. Thermal sensitivity. He said it as if those words explained everything, or as if they didn't need to explain anything at all. But there was something else. The silence. Not an ordinary silence. It was the kind that seems to be watching. The metal corridors reflected everything. Light, footsteps, breath. The air smelled of ice and sulfur, and the green lights blinking on the panels pulsed like artificial hearts. On the walls, words I did not understand. Cloning, phenotype, symbiosis, genome. They sounded like the names of forgotten gods, reborn in acrylic and steel. That was where I saw him for the first time. Dr. Henry Wu. He was not like the mercenaries. He didn't shout. He didn't smell of blood or sweat. But he didn't breathe like an ordinary man either. His eyes were cold, not cruel, just indifferent. Like those of someone who has already measured the weight of a life and decided it is lighter than a formula. He pointed at things and spoke in numbers, calibrated the machines with impossible calm. To him, it did not matter what was being created. What mattered was how it was being created. He was a god in a lab coat. Dorothea, on the other hand, was the opposite. She entered on her high heels as if the laboratory were a runway. That place, cold, sterile, bent to her presence. She was a goddess made of perfume, gold, and venom. She did not understand the science, but she understood power. And in that world, power was worth more than this. She inspected the workers with a gaze that mixed desire and contempt. She personally oversaw over-rehiring every new face. InGen does not tolerate spies. It was the phrase she delivered with a smile that made men freeze more than the air conditioning ever could. In the last room, there was something different. A heated chamber isolated, surrounded by glass and tubes. Inside it, and it vibrated almost imperceptibly, as if the heart of something inside was trying to match the rhythm of the machine keeping it alive. Wu approached the panel. He typed the sequence. The sensors glowed blue. Shell cracked. First a thread, then a fissure. A thick liquid slid down through the ventilation gates, and something moved. It was not a bird. It was not a reptile. It was something else. Another time, an echo of AIDS mankind should never have heard again. The creature's skin was wet, pale, still translucent. Muscles trembled beneath it like trapped serpents. The eyes, my God, the eyes opened before it even breathed. Eyes that did not learn, only remembered, and they looked directly at me. I felt my blood turn to ice. For a moment, time stopped. It was as if the air itself bent round that gaze. The creature moved, contracting its limbs, trying to touch the glass, as if searching for warmth, or recognizing the world, or recognizing me. Wu watched it with clinical fascination, recording measurements without a trace of emotion. Dorothea, beside him, smiled. A smile of conquest. Not of one of who creates, but of one who wants. The creature took its first breath. a wet, deep sound, almost human. And in that moment I understood that was not science, it was sorcery. It was the ancient alchemy of gods and monsters disguised beneath the microscopes and numbers. InGen was not creating life, it was summoning something time had banished, and now time would demand its price.